Happy holidays, everybody. All right, we're back. We're back again, doing it again in the shed. Today we're going to get into two things, both equally different, but but fun. I hope. I hope they're fun for you. I am recording this. I don't remember, a couple days before Christmas, so just we're in a Christmassy mood. So just get used to it. Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever it is that you're celebrating at this point. We are going to get into terroir. What is terroir? Kind of go into a little bit about how different distilleries make their whiskey according to terroir. And then we are going to get into something a little bit different. I thought it was different. We're going to get into a fictional short story, that I want to say created. I created with some help. Did a lot of research, did a lot of background sleuthing. I am not a writer at all. I do have a vivid imagination, but I am not a writer, so to speak. So just take that. Take that with a grain of salt. All right. So we're going to do give me 5 minutes to do some housekeeping. I don't know if you guys like this or don't, but I just want to keep you guys up to date with what's going on. What's going on in your world? You know what I mean? That type of stuff. All right. I did get not a review. I did get a remark on the YouTube channel, which thank you, listener. I'm not going to put you on blast because I didn't ask you if I could. It's not blast. I'm not blasting. But he said that when I released, oh, good Lord, I think the CNC malt episode, that the music was distracting. We had a lot of issues with the CNC malt episode, as you're well aware of. If you've listened to it, it was rough. I tried to fix it up, putting some background noise in and trying to keep the lulls to where it's not dead air. That was false. It made it worse. So, very sorry for that. I hope to maybe, in the near future, the next year or two, whatever, reach out to Brandon again and we'll have another convo. And maybe he can take us around the malt house and show us some of the stuff that they're doing. I thought it was really cool. I thought the information was really cool, but it just didn't come off the way I wanted it to, and I'm sorry. I could delete the episode, but I'm not going to. It is what it is. It's a good stepping stone for us. We're only moving forward. And I appreciate the listener who had the remark, I guess is what it is. It's not really a rebuttal. That said that the music was a little distracting. So I'm going to try and really calm this music down where it's the Christmassy music, all not royalty free, because I'm not trying to get dinged for royalties, okay? So it's just generic Christmas time music, okay? So just don't ding me on that either. And if you can hear it, great. If you can't, that's fine too. I just feel like it gives it a little something to where, it's not just me talking to dead air. You know what I mean? It makes me feel a little more like I'm actually competing in something. So as of right now, today is Friday, I think the 22nd, like I said. I am finished with my second round of chemo, which is amazing. We have 3 more weeks left. I don't know if I told you guys this or not on the last one that we had, but I have lost the beard. I have lost the hair. It's all gone. And my brain is mush. Like I've said many times in the past, chemo head is a thing and it will ruin your life. Like I've wanted to come into the shed and produce this podcast and many others, probably for the past 2.5 weeks, and have not been able to get out of my chair. I have a little recliner chair that somebody actually gave me when I had the first surgery, before going to the hospital. Anyway, so that's cool. I'm glad I got that. So I just go sitting there, and I kind of like my wife has told me many times. She said, lean into it. Just lean into it. Your body's doing a lot of healing from all the treatment that you're getting. So just heal your body and do the thing. And so I'm going to say this right now. I am going on to next week, the day after Christmas, of course. Merry Christmas to me, right? I will start my last, what we call Hell Week, which is 4 days. I won't have the full 5 days, but it'll be 4 days of treatment every day. So that's really hard. So I'm going to try to do 2 podcasts this weekend. I am not going to do a video podcast for probably a couple weeks, because the last one I did with Storytime, great interview. The dude, Shane, is super awesome, but I lost my track probably 4 times. I had to edit a lot out of that video. And I'm sorry, and it's nobody's fault. It's my fault. And I have so many cool people lined up already. Master blenders. Yeah. That said it. Other distilleries. Cool, people doing cool stuff in the distilling world. I want to get a still maker on. That I think that would be really cool. To get somebody who builds stills, not just hobby size, but like huge, like, Vendome type stills, stuff like that. I'd love to get that on. So if I get a little rambly and get a little off topic for the next couple, also, if I do happen to miss a week because of not feeling well or whatever, I'm sorry. I will try to make it up. I did do an extra episode the other week, the Shire tasting. So, hopefully those bring you joy. Even if you're listening to me drinking whiskey. And here's the other thing. I know we're running a little bit more than 5 minutes, but that's okay. It's my podcast. I can do what I want. The dog, not the oncologist, but I have another doctor that I see, who is what do you want to call him? A natural pathology doctor. And they're going to help clean my body up after chemo, because chemo wrecks your body. Obviously, it's wrecked mine. Your gut's not the same. Your BMs aren't the same. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to talk about that, but nothing is the same after chemo. You know what I mean? Your entire way of thinking is different. So they put me on like a keto carnivore type diet. No dairy, which sucks because I love cheese. That sucks a lot. No bread, no sugar, obviously, because sugar makes cancer. Obviously, everybody knows that. But what do they, the funny thing is, and this is not me being loosey-goosey, whatever you want to call it, in the oncologist office, one of the things they want to give you when you're having like a tummy ache, when you're going through chemo, is they want to give you a sucker or a Jolly Ranchers to suck on, right? Or peppermints or something like that. They lean into the part of the cancer part, because that's their job. You know what I mean? Like they're saying they're killing the cancer, which they are. They're killing the cancer, and hopefully after 3 weeks I will be cancer free, and that's amazing. And I thank the doctors that did that and the treatment that I had. But at the same time, it's like they don't try to help these people not get cancer again. Well, because then if they didn't have any more cancer, they'd be out of a job, right? So that's kind of counterintuitive. Like I tell, in my dreaded day job, I constantly tell people how to do stuff for themselves to where they don't have to call me to help them. I will gladly do it, but I'm going to have to charge you. If you can put your own salt in your water softener, you can do it. You're a big boy or girl, you can do it. It might be heavy. Yeah, you might have to get like a bucket and pour it into a bucket and throw it in there. However you got to do it. You can, change the aerator out on your faucet. Some of them are harder than others, I understand. You can flush your own water heater. Yeah, you can do that. Sure. I'll give you all the information I have over the phone for free. And then when you have a trouble, you give me a call. That's just how I like to do it. But that's not how big medicine or whatever likes to do it. They want to give you a pill that hopefully fixes it, but it has so many side effects that they have to give you another pill for those side effects. Anyway, soapbox over. Sorry. I'm very sorry. But anyway, today, like I said, it's Friday, and I'm feeling pretty good. A little heady, which means a little loopy, so that's why I might be rambling. But I don't feel sick to my stomach. They put me on an antibiotic to kind of, my white blood cell count dropped, all the crap that goes along with it. So they put me on an antibiotic. Well, the issue was the antibiotic made me super nauseous, like to the point where I felt like I was going to barf. I have not been sick this entire time. A little queasy in the morning sometimes, but like never like I'm going to vomit, but those pills, I took them for 2 days. I literally thought I was going to vomit the entire time. And I was like, I can't do this. I just stopped taking them. And then we called the doctor and she's like, yeah, that's okay. They're just preventative. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not trying to do preventative. I understand. You don't want me to get sick, right? Because if I get a cold, there's a big upper respiratory thing going through. If I get that, I could end up in the hospital. I get it. I totally get it. But I literally go from my house to the treatment center, which is 10 miles away, back to the house. I don't go to the store. I don't even go to the liquor store. You know what I mean? Even though I kind of got in trouble. I'm gonna be straightforward with you guys. I kind of got in trouble. I've been sitting at the house doing nothing, obviously all day. I've been ordering whiskey online. Yeah, don't do that. I mean, you can do it, but like, don't do what I did. Because then you get packages. Oh, then you get another package. Oh, then you get another package. Next thing you know, it's like, oh, I've got 3 packages this week of whiskey. Uh-oh, that's not good. So, I mean, when you start to have a collection and then your collection is growing out into the room where you can, like, kick it pretty easy, like, yeah. We need to find it somewhere else to put it or something. I don't know. Anyway, moving on. Let's move into Terroir. Oh, that's totally off. Okay. All right. Well, no. Okay, I need a drink real fast. Sorry. Oh, the doctor said no whiskey. Sorry. Like I said, I went off on a tangent. The doctor said no whiskey until we get through with this, because they're doing like blood markers and they don't want the whiskey to skew the blood markers. I told them, I said, I'm drinking whiskey. I don't care what you say. After, I'll do it for a little while. I don't have a problem with that. But like, after I'm drinking whiskey, I'll give up everything else if I can drink whiskey. And they're like, okay, well, we can make a compromise. What, like 1 drink a month? I'm like, yeah, shut up. Are you serious? No. Like, cause, okay, let me tell you this, and we'll get to this topic, just calm down. Like, I'm not an over drinker, right? I drink when people are over. I'll have a couple, you know what I mean? A couple of whiskeys, maybe a cocktail. But like when I'm at the house, I'll have something Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Normally I don't drink it all through the week or for the other 4 days. And then Friday, normally it's just like 1 drink, right? 1 cocktail or whatever. Old fashioned, mainly. But then Saturday after 5, I put guidelines on myself. After 5, I'll have a cocktail. I might have a glass of wine. I'm trying to get into wine, I might have a glass of wine, and then I'll have a whiskey, maybe 2, depending. And then Sunday, I do my deep dives. So I'll have that whiskey maybe twice, and then 1 more. And I'm not talking full pours either. Normally they're half-ounce pours, so I might per day have 2 ounces. So it's not like I'm having a lot. So I told them, I said, I can limit that. I can cut a Friday out or cut a Sunday out. Still do my deep dives. I'll just do them on Saturday and release them on Sunday. Something like that. I have no problem with that. But I'm not going to cut it out. I've already had to cut it out a lot because I can't taste it, and it's just not feeling it. So I'm not going to get rid of it though. And they were like, okay, well, I guess we can work with that. I said, you're going to have to. I'm sorry. I'm not going to give up everything in my life. I understand, like, to save my life, we have to understand why my body's not finding these cancer triggers. I get it. I totally get it. Right? We need to figure out what it is, see if it's a trigger from food, or see if it's just my body not responding to it. And then we do a supplement or something like that to help with that. Like, let's say I'm really low in magnesium. I don't even know. Anyway, I'm throwing one out there. And they see that, and my body's not absorbing magnesium like it should, or whatever. They can give me a supplement for that. That will help me. which I already take a magnesium, so I don't think it's that. But anyway, moving on. We're 15 minutes in. I'm very sorry. Okay, why is my table all sticky? Oh my gosh. Oh, I know why. Never mind. I was making a vanilla simple syrup that I used in for Christmas, I like to make like apple pie moonshine for people. So I just go get some, like, I don't like to use Everclear because Everclear has a weird taste. You know what I mean? It tastes like rubbing alcohol to me. I like to get some higher proof vodka, like some 50% vodka, and then get apple juice, and then put cinnamon, clove, allspice. Sometimes I'll do a little ginger, make like a slurry, and pour it in there, and strain it real good, obviously, and pour it in there and make apple pie moonshine, basically. But this guy, he's my good buddy, taking all my calls for me while I'm out, so I owe him. He really likes spiced rum, and so I was looking online in the YouTubes trying to figure out how to make a spiced rum legally. Obviously, you can't distill it. That's super illegal. Don't do that. But how to make, so I found some, and it was like this, almost the same, but it had a lot more vanilla, and it was sweeter. I mean, I make the apple pie pretty sweet, so I don't see how it could be sweeter. But so I was mixing that up, but I was trying not to taste it, right? Because I don't need the sugar, I don't need the alcohol. So I was in the shed because that's where all my armatures for barbecuing and stuff like that are. So I made a mess. Anyway, all right, let's get into it. Terroir. Not only terroir, but climate. Not climate change. Don't. So I did a bunch of Google foo. Have notes, because if I don't have notes, we go crazy. So, climate influence. The climate of a region significantly affects the aging process of whiskey. In warmer climates, such as Kentucky in the United States, whiskey tends to mature more quickly due to higher temperature. This results in a faster interaction between the spirit and the oak barrel, leaving different flavor profiles compared to whiskeys aged in cooler climates. We kind of already knew that. Conversely, that's a big word. In colder climates like Scotland, the aging process is slower, allowing the whiskey to absorb flavor from the oak more gradually. This prolonged maturation often contributes to a smoother and more nuanced character. Yeah, they also use second-use barrels and stuff like that, so that impacts that quite a bit. Let's get into terroir. So terroir refers to the environmental factors that influence the flavor and characteristic of an agricultural product, including whiskey. For whiskeys, terroir encompasses elements such as soil composition, water source, and local microclimate. These factors influence the grain used in whiskey production, affecting the taste and the aroma of the final product. For instance, the water source in a region can impart distinct minerality qualities to the whiskey. The type of grain grown in specific soil can contribute unique flavors. Exploring terroir allows whiskey enthusiasts to appreciate the diverse influence of that geographical and environmental factors that happen in the spirit. Discussing the interplay of climate and terroir can provide insight to why whiskeys are different from different regions exhibit such rich and varied characteristics. And that's true. I mean, obviously, we see that all the time here in Texas, right? We see the climate, the terroir of Texas in different regions even. Austin, Houston, Dallas. Houston has a very humid climate. Therefore, the barrel is very dense. And so it's going to push that spirit into the wood further. And so therefore it's going to get deeper, darker, richer notes faster. Good and bad, right? Whereas in Central Texas, it's hot, it's cool, it fluctuates 40 degrees throughout the day. The barometric pressure does a lot. I'll tell you, I might have already told this story, and if I did, I apologize. Recently, Andalusia whiskey, obviously. I'm always talking about them. I'm sorry. I love them. I'm sorry. I'm going to keep talking about them. Andalusia had an issue where in one day the temperature and barometric pressure changed so drastically that like 50 barrels started leaking. They weren't leaking before, but they were now. It actually split some of the not horribly, but split some of the staves on the head of the barrel. It actually split some of the staves, and they had to go through, and it blew out. Okay, so like when they do barrel samples, right? Because they have to sample the whiskey to see how it's maturing and see how it's they know it has to sit there for 3 years or whatever, but they want to see how it's maturing, and so they'll take a small drill bit, maybe it's probably, I don't know, it's less than a quarter inch, less than 3/16 probably, like I don't know, an eighth inch drill bit, and they drill it into the wood, and they pull out a small sample, and they try it, and they, look at the color, make sure there's no off flavors or anything, and then they get this piece of I don't know if it's beech wood or something, and they cram it in that hole. They hammer it in there like a nail, right? And it just instantly swells up, and it's fine. Well, there was some of those barrels that blew out that bunghole, blew that little thing out, and was just spraying whiskey all over the place. And they had to run through the barrel house with beeswax. And beeswax is a distiller's best friend, because when that barrel starts leaking, you get some beeswax, pour it all over it. Now, you don't want to pour it all over it because you want the barrel to be able to breathe, right? That's part of the whole maturation process. So they got I don't know how they did it, and they painted it on that spot, dried it real good, and then it did still seep for a little bit, but it wasn't spraying out. That's terroir. Actually, that's climate. But it's just crazy how the climate affects it that much, like in one day, not let alone in a season, a couple of years. In one day, it did that. So that's pretty crazy. But you also see, like in Scotland or Ireland, their barrels lose proof because it's so cool and damp there that it's actually putting more water into the barrel. It's not leaching out the water that's in there. It's putting more water into it, therefore slowly proofing the whiskey down. Because if you've ever seen some, 40-year-old scotches or whatever, they're like 43% or 41%. They're probably cask strength at that point. They're probably cask strength, which is crazy. Straight out of the barrel. All right. Let's talk about a distillery that is harnessing terroir, and they're using it in such a way that they are showcasing the grain, the terroir of Ireland, and that distillery is none other than Waterford. I do not know. I meant to look into this, but I go off, and not in a good way. Whoa, why is my mic doing that? My mic's going crazy. I gotta lean back a little bit. Oh man. Okay. So Waterford I don't think it's the same place. I mean, it might be the same region, but it's not the same thing as the Waterford Crystal. I don't think. I will do some more research and get back maybe on the next podcast. But so Waterford whiskey is known for its emphasis on terroir, showcasing the impact of the region's specific environmental factors on the final product. Waterford Distillery is located in Ireland. They take a unique approach by highlighting the influence of local terroir on the barley used in their whiskey production. The distillery carefully sources barley from various farms in surrounding regions, each with its distinct soil composition, microclimate, and terroir. By using barley from specific farms, Waterford aims to capture and express the nuance of the land and their whiskey. In their whiskey. Sorry. Like I said, I can't read. Sorry. I'm doing really good, though, for not being able to read. I'm sorry, whatever. The influence of terroir on Waterford whiskey can be observed by its flavor. Different farms contribute variations of taste, aroma, and character, creating a range of expressions that reflect the diversity of the Irish landscape. This focus on terroir adds an extra layer of complexity and uniqueness to Waterford whiskey, offering enthusiasts an opportunity to explore the specific flavor derived from the region's agricultural and environmental conditions, which is so true. So true. You know what? I've had the pleasure to have had, 3? I haven't owned them. I've been able to try 3 or 4 Waterford bottles, different obviously. It's so crazy to see the terroir and the difference in this farm, and they can tell you on the bottle or on the little pamphlet that came with the bottle who was running the combine, whose farm it was. They know everything. They know everything from what the seed was that was planted, in what ground. They can give you the pH and the blah, 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 the chemistry of the soil that it went in, how long it was there, right? How much rain they got. All of these small little things that you would think nobody cares. It's barley. It's freaking barley. Just use it. Well, to them, it's not. Because you think about it. When everybody is out there making the same whiskey, and I'm talking to you guys, Big Bourbon too, same 3 mash bills, everybody's using it. You have to show that you're different some way. Some way you have to show that you're different. And Waterford, if you can find a Waterford, buy it. It might be super expensive. I don't know how much they are. I'm going to look for one because I would love to have one. They're beautiful. It's a blue glass bottle. I think it has a glass cork, but it has like a silicone stopper or something like that. Almost looks like a decanter a little bit. It's a bottle, but it has like that decanter type top. But it's like a silicone push, so like it actually seals. It's not one of those ones like we talked about decanters, but it's really cool that they can pinpoint who grew the barley, because that makes it so personal, right? You're like, this came from John McLean. I don't know who John McLean is. From John McLean's field. And if you want to go to that field and see it, here's his address. I mean, no other distillery tells you that. You know what I mean? Everybody else is buying bulk barley from A, or yellow number 2 dent from whoever in Idaho. You know what I mean? Like, they don't know. They're just buying truckloads full of grain. That's all they care about. Which I understand. They don't have the time. Well, they do have the money, but they don't have the time to sit there and research who it's coming from, right? They just know that it's this. And 9 out of 10 of them, especially in the U.S., are mechanically. Well, they're mechanical too, but they're like GMO'd with Monsanto to high heaven. Now, I do not know if that carries over into distillation. I would think it wouldn't. I would think that those chemicals, or whatever you want to call them, would not transfer over through distillation. But they could. I don't know. I am not a doctor or a chemist or whatever. Okay. Furthermore, climate affects the maturing process. Distilleries and... okay. Ultimately, distilleries carefully curate the elements to craft whiskey and distinct region profiles, allowing enthusiasts to explore a diverse range of flavors. Bitch, they already said that. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Is this it? Is this the other one? No, it's not. It's not. We're done. We're done with that. Okay, that was okay. So, climate plays... I'm not saying climate like as in, oh, it was super hot this summer, right? Because it was. But like climate like, we know that it's hot and muggy in Florida. We just know that. Everybody knows that. We know that in Arizona, it's dry and hot. Everybody knows that. But we also know that in Colorado, when you go into the mountains, It's nice, cool, brisk, freezing. But you also know when you go to Canada, it's butt ass cold. I'm sorry, it is. It's just cold. Sometimes wet, you know. So it's like the terroir is going to make a difference no matter what. If they're getting the barley and stuff from their region within 100 miles, I would say, right? Within 100 miles, or unless you're in Texas, within 1,000 miles. Because Texas has, 4 or 5 different climates too. I mean, there's places up north that get snow, and then there's places that are on the beach, and then there's places that, like, out east, it's like swamplands and stuff. So, and then you got deserts out toward El Paso. So it's just such a strange climate that there has to be, different regions that are producing. So, like, if you got barley from El Paso, if they can even grow barley, I don't know if they can. But if you got barley from El Paso, and then you got barley from Lubbock, where a lot of the barley is being grown right now, they're gonna taste totally different. I would actually like to see that. Like, Balcones is using malt from Texas in their lineage. They're using half Golden Promise, half Texas grown, which is super cool. And then Andalusia does their Paladuro, which is, Texas grown, which is so awesome. I love that. But the other time, they just have to use commodity grain, which is grown somewhere in the U.S., unless you get Golden Promise, which is made in, oh my God, I can't think of it, Scotland. I'm sorry. I'm getting crazy. So terroir makes such a difference in a whiskey. So when I got to try the Waterford, I tried 2 different ones at the same time because I wanted to see what the difference was. I will tell you this: it is subtle. The difference is subtle, but yet it is very noticeable. Like, you think, okay, it's an Irish whiskey for one. So Irish whiskey, Irish single malt especially, is known to be really soft on the palate, Now, if you're doing like a grain type whiskey, it can be different, but the single malts are definitely they're soft and smooth. I hate to say smooth. They're soft and approachable. And so these were too. They were very soft, and they were they were like almost butterscotch, biscuity, vanilla. It's really nice and creamy. I would say creamy, whatever. Similar to, I'm looking at my Wallow whiskey. Similar to, well, that's a single pot still. If you've ever had Powers, like the John's Lane edition, similar to that, that's going to be a little more biscuity because they use unmalted barley. But I think Waterford is doing a single pot still, but I don't remember. Anyway, you could definitely tell the difference between the terroir on it, which was super cool. And just hearing or seeing that they you can go back and read the profile and see all the different hands that touched it before you. Super cool. And that's what more of these craft distillers are trying to do. I know that Leopold Brothers, they're trying to do that. I'm trying to get them on, guys. I really am. After I get over all this crap, we're going to have Leopold Todd on. Just a little forewarning. And if you don't know who they are, you need to look them up, dude. They're freaking awesome. All right, let's move on. I'm going to apologize to you because I'm going to screw this up. So I wanted to write. See, okay, here's the thing. Full transparency. I am not a writer. Like I said, I'm not a writer. I did not claim to be a writer. But I love a good story, right? I love a good story, and if it has whiskey in it, even better, right? Even better. I like the storytelling part of whiskey drinking and whiskey. Obviously, that's why I started this podcast. Was about the storytelling, and I want to kind of get back into that a little bit. You know what I mean? Kind of dig my heels into that and kind of go there. And so I did a bunch of research on different writing styles because they say that the best writers steal from other writers that came before them. And it's true. So I really enjoy, not so much the books, I will say this, not so much the books. I really enjoy the, how do you put it, the layout and the wording of the Lord of the Rings franchise. I really love it. I love the whole background with like the characters and all of these things. So like I kind of influenced this short story on that. I hope you enjoy it. If you don't, let me know in the comments, reviews, something like that. Let me know, please. Please. There's a poll. There's always a poll. You can go. If it sucks, let me know, because I have 2 more that I've done. So, you know, this I want you guys to tell me before they get to it. This is not too long, so I'll get you guys out of here as soon as possible. This is Ernon Saves Christmas. It's perfect for this time of year, right? It's perfect. Ernon Saves Christmas. All right. Are you ready? Get you a drink. You might need one. Seriously. If I was going to drink something right now, if I could drink, I would go and find the Kilchoman. Kilchoman. It's a Islay Scotch. So if you're not into peaty, it's not super peaty. Okay. It is more sherry finished, so it's nice. But I would get the Machra Bay. Machirbai. It's in a blue box. All the people in the whiskey community call it Kilchomans because it kind of looks like it, but it's not. Or they call it soy sauce. It's fun. But that's what I would be drinking right now, listening to this story, because it has a little smoke, a little brine to it, but it has a lot of sherry influence as well. It's very nice and palatable. All right. Are we ready? Let's do it. Hold on. I need a drink again. I'm drinking water, just to let you know. I'm going to try and do this without accents, which is hard for me because when I think of, Lord of the Rings or whatever, I always think of accents that people have. Are we ready? All right. In a quaint village. I already screwed it up. I'm sorry. I'm going to screw this up a lot. In the quaint village of Glenholm. Glenholm. Nestled amidst the rolling hills, there lived a rather peculiar character named Ernon Droftwood. Ernon is not your typical villager. He is known far and wide as the esteemed whiskey sommelier. See how I did that? A title he held with great pride and a touch of eccentricity. Eccentricity. I'm sorry. On a frosty evening, as the snowflake danced in the air, Ernon was enjoying his usual spot by the hearth at the local tavern. His long white beard, which is now gone, which rivaled that of any seasoned wizard, flowed gracefully as he sipped a dram of his favorite aged single malt. The villagers gathered round him, eager to hear a tale of his whiskey adventure. Little did they know that night would be unlike any other, for trouble was brewing in Glenholm. Mischievous ice imps were known for their icy pranks, had decided to play their most audacious trick yet, stealing the village's Christmas spirit. Ernon, sensing the disturbance in the air, put down his dram and rose from his chair. I would have finished it. Joking. The flicker of the hearth reflected in his eyes as he declared, "Fear not, my friends, for I shall embark on a quest to save Christmas with the power of fine whiskey and a tale or two. With his trusty flask in hand, Ernon ventured into the frosty night, guided only by the light of the moon and the warmth of his whiskey-filled heart. As he strolled through the snow-covered lanes, his mind consecrated a plan that involved both his extensive whiskey knowledge and his legendary storytelling prowess. See? Not bad, huh? His first stop was the Ice Imp's lair, a mysterious cavern hidden deep within the icy woods. Ernon, undeterred by the freezing temperatures, approached the entrance with a twinkle in his eye. "Greetings, mischievous imps. I come bearing gifts of the finest spirit to warm your frosty soul," he explained. The ice imps, intrigued by his prospect of rare whiskey, cautiously emerged from their hiding place. Ernon seized the opportunity and began weaving tales of legendary distilleries and ancient casks and the magical alchemy of whiskey making. The imps listened, captivated by his words, forgetting their forgetting their icy mischief. As Ernon continued his tale, he produced a special flask containing a concoction so delightful that it could melt even the coldest heart. He poured a dram for each imp, and as they sipped, their frosty demeanor thawed. Laughter echoed through the cave. As the once mischievous elves revealed in the warmth of the whiskey and the joy of Ernon's stories. Word of Ernon's triumph spread through the village, and the grateful villagers welcomed him back as a hero. The Christmas spirit stolen by the imps returned in full force, and Glenholm was once again aglow with festive cheer. Ernon, the whiskey sommelier, with his heart as warm as his dram, had not only saved Christmas, but he had forged a bond between the villagers and the once troublesome ice imps. As he raised his flask in a toast, he declared, "May the magic of whiskey and the power of a good story bring warmth to even the coldest of winters." And so the tale of Ernon Draftwood, the whiskey sommelier who saved Christmas, became a cherished legend in the village of Glenholm, passed down for generations to generations, like a well-aged whiskey growing richer with each retelling. I don't know. What'd you think? A little corny, not gonna lie. A little dumb, maybe. I don't know. It's just something different. It's just funny, like how stuff goes through your head. And I will tell you this: I've had a whole lot of time on my hands, not doing anything, thinking, prospecting new things. I have samples from 2 people. Well, 3. Yeah, 3 people. 4. Oh God, 4 people. That I haven't tried yet because I can't. And like, there's so much I have to, to think about and to like kind of ponder over what my next step is, in whiskey. What am I going to do? Am I just going to continue to be the guy who likes whiskey and we have a little podcast and we're doing our little thing? Yes, we are. We're going to continue this. This is awesome. I love this. I hope you do too. But like, I want to get out there more. I want to be out in the face of whiskey. You know what I mean? Like, I love talking to distilleries on the computer. That's fine. I love it. Like, it's a good-hearted conversation. You know what I mean? It really is. And it's very personable, I feel. And I don't feel like there's any separation between me and them. You know what I mean? Like, we're all doing a thing and the thing is fine. But, like, I want to be on site. I would love to record video of the still working of the barrel house, of this, and present a little bit more content for you. I know those, excuse me, I got something on my hand. I know those that only listen to this and don't watch the video, they might be put out on that because like it is a lot of visual things. The podcast will still be the same. Like we'll still sit down, we'll talk, we'll have a drink, blah blah blah, everything's fine, right? I just want to have a little more. I want to know the distillery a little more and the distillers or the master blender or the owner or whoever I'm talking to. I want to know them a little more, and it's hard to do over a computer. You can do it if you do it a couple times. I feel like you can develop a relationship. But like all the people I've talked to up till now, amazing people. You know what I mean? They're all super cool, super inviting. And the ones that I haven't been to yet have been so gracious and so understanding when I have to change the dates. Like I was supposed to have Taconic Distillery. They're out of New York. I was supposed to have them on 4 different times. I'm not lying. And I just couldn't do it. I was not feeling it. I wasn't feeling good, so I couldn't do it. Okay, that's understanding. They're understanding. They're like, yes, I get it. So then I'd call them on a day I was feeling good, or email them and be like, can you do today? Can you do right now? Well, guess what? The dudes run a distillery. Like, they can't just drop everything to do a podcast with some dude, right? So they're like, no, I can't do that day. I can do next Thursday. And I'm like, no, I have 5 hours of treatment that Thursday. I can't do that day, you know? So, like, we had to go back and forth. And he finally emailed me back and said, hey, I'm not saying I don't want to do this, but let's just wait till after you're done and we can sit down and talk. And so I really appreciate that upfront honesty because he was trying to make it work. He really was. But it was, it just didn't work out. But it will, and that's the thing. So there's going to be some of these distilleries like Taconic. They're in New York. I'm not to say I'm never going to New York. And if I go to New York and I'm around them, yeah, I'm going to stop in. We're going to talk. But like the ones I'm talking about are the ones closer to me. Obviously, the Texas distilleries. But I just want to get out there a little more to create a little better content. So that's kind of my goal for 24. I hate New Year's resolutions. I don't do those. I want to be healthy. Obviously, that's my number one resolution is to be healthy and to not have to do any more treatments or anything like that. But I also just want to create better product for you to listen to. I know that like today, this isn't like the top-notch stuff that I want to be creating. It was a cool little story, and we learned about Terroir, and we know what Terroir is, and we talk about it, and it's a thing. It's a definite thing. And if you can find some Waterford or somebody who's showcasing the Terroir, like I know Balcones did another one called High Plains, and they used a lot of the barley was from the High Plains, obviously. And, there's a lot of them out there that are doing that. Single rick house stuff, single farm, whatever. Just find some. Anyway. All right, we're getting pretty close to time. So I'm going to say happy holidays to everyone. And I'm going to get there. I don't know why it's hitting me, but it is. I don't know why this part makes me get a little emotional, but thank you to everyone who's been following, listening, subscribing to the YouTube, to the Spotify, to whatever the hell I'm doing. Thank you so much. It means a lot. And all the well-wishers, all the people. God. Like, it doesn't affect me any other time until I'm trying to say bye. It's weird. All the people that have, said they were praying, all those things, like, we're gonna, I'm gonna say it like this. Just a little bit. Calm down. I'm a grown-ass man. I can cry. I'm not afraid of it. Because I'm appreciative. And you should be happy that you make me cry. You know what I mean? You guys should be happy that you make me cry. Because that means you're doing what I need you to do. And that's all I need you to do. All I need you guys to do is be present. Listen to the things. Watch the videos. Do all the things. And that's supporting me 100%. Yeah, if you buy a challenge coin, it helps. But I still have some. I got a new stock in. I got some available. And again, I want to thank Chris Conrad, especially, at Bad Motivator Barrels, Bad Mo Legacy. Use the link in the description below. Go pick you up a barrel. He has some in stock right now. Go get you one. He's got used oak, new oak. He's got a backlog right now. So go get you one. Use the link in the description, please. It helps me. It helps him. He's doing a sale through the end of the year. If you go right now, it doesn't cost you any more to use my link. It gives me a little ding. It lets him know that they're going through me from this podcast or from whatever you're looking at or listening to. So please do that. Anyway, but I do want to thank Chris Conrad, especially. He has been a guide through all this. He's helped me tremendously, not only with content building, but with doing the promo codes and stuff like that. It's helped me even financially, and I appreciate him so much because he's sticking his neck out there for me. I'm just some dude in the shed, talking on a microphone. That's all I am, and hopefully you enjoy the content. That's all I can ask for. But whiskey's happening around you. I say it all the time. Whiskey is happening around you. Go out there and find it. If you can't have a dram with me right now, because I can't have one with you, go out there and have one with somebody. You got a distillery close by you. I say within an hour is close. Go to that distillery. Get a cocktail. Get a dram. Buy a bottle. That's what I would ask you to do over this Christmas break. If you get a Christmas break. To do that. Support local. Support local people doing cool stuff. Please. Because that's how they survive. They don't survive from online sales. I mean, yeah, that helps, but sometimes they have to go through a distributor, and the distributor charges them money and stuff like that. Anyway, go out there and get out there. What's the point of sitting at the house being a lazy bum? Don't do that. Get out there, and I'm talking to myself as well. When I can, when my white blood cell count goes up, I'm gonna be getting out there. You know where I've never been that I'm going soon? Treaty Oak. Never been to Treaty Oak. Yeah, I've had their whiskey. Never been there. I've heard it's cool. They got like a barbecue place, and all kinds of stuff going on there. Like a real cool bar. Come on, let's go. Anybody want to go with me? Look me up. Look me up, and we'll go. Anyway, all right. So I say all that to say this. I appreciate everyone. I thank everyone for tuning in and listening. I'm gonna get out there. We're gonna get more stuff going. I'm trying to do more and more content for everything, as much as I can. Obviously, there's only so much I can do. And I'm sorry if I happen to miss a week. I'm going to really try not to, but I'm sorry if I do. I will make it up some other way. I've thought about doing like a members program or something like that for the hardcore guys. You get like an extra content. You get maybe a one-on-one stuff, or I'll find some merch, or something. We'll do something. I'm thinking about that. It's just another way to generate stuff. But anyway, today we learned about Terroir, and we learned that a good whiskey story can save your town from bad Christmas spirit. It's so crazy. Like this time of year, everybody's so giving and loving and cherishing each other, and they want to be around family, and they want to eat good food, and it's so much fun, right? It really is. Why can't we be that the rest of the year? You know what I mean? Just be cool. Just be cool with everybody the rest of the year. I think. I mean, to me, that's something I look at. And I look at changing in myself as being cool with people all the time. Not just when it suits me, or not just when we have to be. You know how you're nice to people when you go to church, and you're like, that son of a... When you leave, you know, why? Why are we being like that? It's so much easier to be nice than it is to be crappy with somebody. I feel. I don't know, maybe not. I'm not trying to TED talk you. I'm not. I don't care. Do what you want, really. I don't really care. But like I said, whiskey is happening around you. Go find it. And there's good whiskey happening around you. You got to find that too, though, unfortunately. We're going to do some deep dives on different regions of the world. We did Canada already. That was fun. Sorry if that one was a little rambly. But Canada is amazing. I love that place. I would love to go to Canada and kind of see around. That's another thing, like going through all this crap. And then I'm going to leave. I'm sorry. Going through all this crap that I've been going through lately makes me really want to travel. You know, it's like there's so much out there I haven't seen. Literally, the only thing I've seen is the inside of my house for the past 2 months. It makes me want to go out and do things. You know what I mean? So, anyway, I appreciate everybody. Please follow, like, subscribe everywhere. Leave me a comment. Leave me a review. I need some reviews. And share this with a friend if you want to. Or if you don't want to, please share it anyway. Share it with somebody who you think might be interested in whiskey. Really, just anybody who you think might be into whiskey or into a whiskey nerd talking about whiskey. I don't know if anybody's into it. It's fine if they're not, because I'll talk to you guys. You know, we'll slowly grow it and it'll be fine. But until then, I bid you adieu. Oh my God, did I say it? Oh shit. I was talking like the damn Lord of the Rings shit, and now I'm... Anyway, all right. Love you guys, and until next time, keep your spirits up. Peace out.